Welcome to Marvel Maniac and MCU After Show. This is your host, Eric Cicada, aka Mr. Honest, back with you for the Fantastic Four First Steps official trailer reaction. Yes, you heard it. I am doing 3 episodes this week. This is a bonus episode. I had to come and talk about this because this is the game changer movie of the MCU and of the year, maybe of the decade. I don't know. Doomsday's supposed to be good. This needs to set a trend. This movie needs to be as good as it looks. And even in this trailer, they don't give away too much. However, we're going to go down beat by beat, moment by moment, and learn a little bit more about where this story is going. I, for one, I don't know if I've been more excited since early Marvel phases for this franchise to be set up. And there's a little rumor going around that there's gender politics and woke ideology, and let's just put all that in our pockets and just take the movie for what it is. If it's got a political message, you have the right to completely ignore it. Absolutely, just let it be a part of the film. I don't take things home with me that are I don't think this movie's gonna manipulate you. Okay, it's gonna be a good movie. I just got a good feeling about it. And if it's not, okay, you know what? I'm wrong. Anyways, I thought it'd be great to just talk a little bit about the new trailer. So let's break it down. And right before we do, I want to remind you, patreon.com/MarvelManiac if you'd like to support the show. We're starting to make mini episodes and start posting them once we get a few people in there. Also, a tip jar in the episode description. Never expected, always appreciated. The soundtracks of this movie, off the bat, it's giving we are in another universe vibe. The Fantastic Four starts with a talk show, but also an introduction from the host of the show, saying we all know the story. 4 brave astronauts head off into space and come back forever changed. We get to see the rocket going into space. We get to see the Thing. Is that his name, the Thing? He's very friendly and approachable, in my opinion. He doesn't come off as too scary, but he definitely would be to little kids. It seems like the Thing owns it a little bit. Also, I gotta wonder, will it be a flashback or will they open the movie with them in space getting their powers? Something tells me I'm on the fence about it. I don't know. At first I thought maybe they won't show how they get their powers, but maybe we need to see that for whatever reason this story is trying to tell. The kids are shouting for the Thing to lift the car up, and he lifts the car, and all of them cheer for him. So it's kind of nice, they're not all afraid of him. The announcer continues, our city, our planet owe a debt to these intrepid souls. So they've clearly saved the world. They've had their Avengers moment. They are the heroes, it seems, at the start of this movie. Maybe we'll find out what it is in a flashback. Maybe the movie will open with a big fight against a notorious Fantastic Four villain, maybe from the deeper cut comics that I don't know or most people don't know about. Only comic book fans will. Anything like that would be awesome. Start off with a little bit of action and then get the backstory. Like Deadpool. Deadpool is the best version of that type of story. Like the first Deadpool, it goes so back and forth, but the fourth wall breaking did a great job at guiding us through that. They won't have that in this. However, they have the power of storytelling and they have the power of visuals, and I can tell this movie is shot really well, and it's got a lot of vibrant colors, and the tone is very specific. I think this movie is going to bring a lot to the MCU. And it is also the first film of Phase 6. If you can believe that or not. So we are in the end game now. The announcer continues, and he says, while we can never repay them, we can certainly celebrate them. And it cuts across to all these people in New York saying, thank you, Fantastic Four. Thank you, Fantastic Four. Fire Force says it. Everyone loves them. So the hype is real. He brings them out on stage, and they look really cool in their costumes. We enter the Baxter building from a first-person point of view, walking into their quarters. And boy, would it be cool to live in a place like this. We got a little more of the Ben Grimm trying the sauce with Herbie, the robot, and he made it. I'm looking at, I think it's Johnny Storm in the background, opening a very futuristic-looking fridge. This is an alternate reality where the future is old in some ways, but it's very super high-tech in others. Or Reed Richards is a genius, and he's ahead of his time, and he made that fridge. Johnny says, you're late, and Sue Storm, very shocked and blushing with Mr. Fantastic. What do you mean we're late? She's freaking pregnant, and that's announced in the trailer. So this kid is going to have a big impact. If you know anything about the comics, you're just a comic book nerd via fellow comic book nerds online, aka like the YouTube videos that go over them. You know that the kids of Reed Richards and Sue Storm are very essential, even to the story of Secret Wars. That's all I'll say. So yeah, the Thing calls them out on being pregnant, and Johnny Storm is very happy, and he says Sue's going to be the best mom in the world, and you're out of your depth, to Pedro Pascal, Reed Richards. I like Reed Richards, Pedro Pascal. I hear that he's going for like a different type of voice, like a more American sounding voice, which I love his voice, so he didn't have to do that technically. And I think he's going to be a really fun take on Reed Richards. It's not a mistake or accident. He's been cast in many major franchises as of recent. He can dive into roles and he can make them come alive. So if anyone's thinking, I wish we had this guy or that guy, let's give freaking Pedro Pascal a chance, because this is actually really great to have him in the MCU in such a notable part. Johnny says that they are going to be the best uncles ever. I gotta agree. It'd be pretty cool to have Johnny Storm and the Thing, Man-Thing. Is it Man-Thing or the Thing? As your uncles. Sue says in another room, the bathroom, to Reed, we can do this. Nothing's going to change. And a big kiss. Well, that's some heavy foreshadowing right there. Sue, you might have just doomed yourself by saying that. Doomed. I said doomed. I mean it. Is he going to show up? The next shot, we see them reacting to like meteors falling from the sky. I don't know what that is. It could be Galactus. It could be the thing they fight at the beginning of the movie where everyone's very thankful to them. We don't know yet the order of the Marvel trailers. Thank God. I know when Marvel thinks they have a hit and when they're worried, because it depends on how much they give out in their trailers. I'm not even kidding. Like, this movie is doing a really decent job of not showing or giving away too much. I know we're about to see the Silver Surfer for the first time. I hope they up the CGI on her a little bit. She floats down to them, the Silver Surfer, in the middle of the street and asks, Are you the protectors of this world? And Sue Storm says, yes, we are. Surfer automatically says, your planet is now marked for death. The Human Torch, most likely high on his new power, chases the Silver Surfer as she's leaving, I'm assuming, because he's like going really high up to chase her, and he touched the surfboard and starts to fall down. And then Reed Richards says, as this is happening, it's my fault. I stretched the bounds of space. So Richards, when he went up there, he definitely had a plan, and maybe he opened a portal or something that started to cause like an incursion, something like that when he went up in the spaceship. Maybe there's a big twist in this movie for that. He actually says, I stretched the bounds of space and they heard. I'm assuming that meant Silver Surfer and Galactus. I don't mind the girl Silver Surfer at all. I think it's fine. I actually like when there's gender swapping because it's the multiverse. So I freaking love Sylvie. One of the best variants out there. You almost stop associating her with Loki because she gives herself another name, but she is another Loki. That's what the saga is all about. We already got to see Johnny Storm in Deadpool and Wolverine, and that is a very gory MCU movie. If you've been keeping up with Daredevil, there's a lot of gore coming into the MCU. A lot more adult content just to satisfy those needs for the adult fans who want to see a little more nitty gritty. Anyway, back to the trailer. A shot of like an entire city block full of people looking up at the sky. So something's coming towards them. Could be those what look like meteorites, or it could be Galactus. Full disclosure, I watched half of this, shut it off, and decided to do a reaction video. So I've seen most of the trailer like up to this point. So everyone's real shaken at what looks like a press conference / then getting ready to go back into outer space. And one of the reporters asks Reed Richards, are we safe? And everyone looks concerned. The looks on Johnny Storm and the Thing's face, they're concerned. And Reed Richards says, I don't know. And I'm assuming, like most universes, Reed Richards usually knows. So we see him going crazy at this extra giant chalkboard. Something I'm thinking it's a signature thing for him out of the comics, because he's a scientist, one of the most brilliant minds. It'd be so great for him to actually meet Iron Man and not Dr. Doom. Iron Man, they would create maybe the craziest Iron Man suit of all time. Pedro Pascal. Reed Richards says there's not enough time. For what? Are we going to be seeing Galactus approaching very slowly throughout the film, similar to the Moon and Majora's Mask by Zelda, or similar to the Fortnite season with Galactus, where he was like a little bit really far away, like a star, and then like a month later he was like closer, and then he got there, and he was huge. If you've never seen that, you look it up online. Galactus Fortnite event, and dang, Galactus is cool. They did a good job with that. That was a while ago, though. Yeah, so Reed saying there's not enough time. I just would have immediately. I want to guess this has to do with Galactus, because their world was marked, just like the Silver Surfer said. After there's not enough time, we see what looks like a rocket ship speeding towards what is, I think, trying to be represented as Earth. And I mean, it is completely blown to smithereens. I don't know if this is Earth or another planet, just to show off what Galactus can do. But it's terrifying, and we don't know much more than that. Over amazing action, Sue says, "I'm not giving up. We will face this together. We will fight it together as a family." Marvel's first family, as they're referred to. Oh my goodness. This movie's looking so good. So we see Galactus' shadow over the city. We've seen that shot. But now we see Reed Richards and the rest of the Fantastic Four behind him, looking up at the sky at what must be Galactus. I don't know if he can grow and get smaller, because he looked a little small in the last trailer. But I did hear through one of the awesome YouTube channels I watch, they totally, in the comics, have him get bigger and smaller as he pleases. So he'll probably be way bigger than in the trailer. So we get some shots like Grim, the Thing, pulling a boat with his hand and with his bare hands. There's explosions, and there's the Silver Surfer running through what looks like a tornado and just having a blast. This little girl goes to chase her doll, and then she looks up and something gigantic is over her. I mean, I'm starting to think now, okay, Galactus, main threat. Twists, my prediction, we meet RDJ's Doom in a post-credit scene, or he's helping throughout the film, as Reed Richards and Victor Von Doom had done in the past, work together before it goes bad between them. He could be in this whole movie and they don't tell us, and could be a surprise. How about that? Probably won't happen, but it's an idea. At the very least, I'd hope that he's present in the film. Sue says it has to be us to read. So vague. Like, what does that mean? It can't just mean fighting Galactus. How are they going to end up in the MCU? Will they? You know, there's so many questions. The Human Torch lights, ignites, and flies. We got the Thing running through the streets. We see Mr. Fantastic dealing with like a building being blown up and upholding it. And we see Sue Storm putting up a force field. Cut to Reed Richards at a microphone. "We will protect you." And then the song, Fantastic Four. The Fantastic Four, first steps. I love the branding. I love the logo. I love it. Oh my, we see some giant feet walking through the city at the end of this trailer. Welcome to the family, July 25th. Woo! I'm assuming that's a Friday. So 24th will be like the midnight release day. You can see it early on that day. I got the chills right now after watching that. What do you think of this trailer? What do you think the Fantastic Four is going to be like? Is it going to be a hit or is it going to be a flop? Email me, MarvelManiacPod@gmail.com. Your impression is very important to me. We're all going into this together. This is the beginning of Phase 6 and the beginning of the end of the multiverse saga. This is the team that's going to be majorly and definitely at the center of it. For the most part, I'm assuming this is a big deal. And I don't think there's another movie that comes out after this until Avengers Doomsday, which will be released May 1st, 2026. We're getting there. This trailer reveals a lot more, but it doesn't give us the best shots, the iconic shots. We ain't seeing no Red Hulks in this trailer. This is a confident trailer. It knows the movie is good. It's holding the big reveals and moments for the people who are already planning on going, which will be everyone. I just got a feeling about this one. I really think this can hold place in the MCU similar to a Captain America franchise, Iron Man, Thor. I think the Fantastic Four deserves a giant arc. and it starts here and in the craziest time of the MCU. So maybe we need some intergalactic family, and we need that attitude, mentality, and we need them. We need their help fighting Doctor Doom, who will maybe show up in this movie or maybe not. It's been fun watching this trailer with you. I hope you like this bonus episode. I was going for 10 to 12 minutes. I went a little bit longer. That's why I'm talking so fast right now. It goes a long way if you support the show on patreon.com/MarvelManiac or in our tip jar in the description of the episode. If you can, send us a little donation. If you can't, don't even worry about it. Just goes all to keeping the lights on and bringing all the Marvel Maniac joy with a positive spin. I will always do that no matter what. Or I'll stop. But I have no plans of stopping this podcast. I love doing it. I'm having a blast. A bonus third episode in a week. I'd say we're doing okay. Stay tuned for tomorrow, Friday at 2 p.m., where I put out Fantastic Four 2005, a review and after show. Get ready. We'll be talking about it. And the following Wednesday, we're going to be talking about Daredevil, the after show with TJ. It's going to be a good review. Moments we love, things we wished happened, things we hope will happen. We'll talk about all of it. And we got a pretty good year of Marvel ahead of us. There's some animated shows, like Eyes of Wakanda. Not as interested in that one. Do you want me to cover that? MarvelManiacPod@gmail.com. I think it looks cool. Wakanda's never been like my biggest thing. You know, I have a lot of favorite superheroes and I love Black Panther, but I love Black Panther and Wakanda because of Black Panther. So I really think Shuri is great, and I wouldn't take her away from being Black Panther, but I do think not a recast, but another multiversal version of T'Challa is needed. I don't know what this show is going to be doing, so I don't know if it'll even. I think it might be skipping around Wakanda's history or something. Anyway, let me know what you thought of the trailer. Comment, tag me, scream into the multiverse. I'll be here for it. And don't worry, we're still on schedule with tomorrow's release. And Ms. Marvel, we're going to start covering that week to week, May 1st. What do you think of that? Are you excited for that? Or would you rather me do like a season roundup? Personally, Ms. Marvel's a big part of the MCU right now. I think it would be a disgrace not to give her whole series a look at, especially if I haven't done it on the podcast yet. This episode went way longer than I thought it would, but I've been in the moment and having fun. I hope you have too. We'll see you tomorrow at 2 p.m. sharp for our Fantastic Four 2005 after show. And until then, my family and my Avengers and my Maniacs, disassemble.